What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the video. You can also support the channel as well. I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, I see that the Joshua versus Wilder chatter has started again on social media. A bit premature, but I can fully understand why people are talking about the possibility of that matchup. It's an undisputed right. It's an undisputed fight. And I guess people want to see someone with all the belts. That's probably where it should stop, though, for now. I'm not saying that I don't want to see the fight, but the idea of Joshua versus Wilder just right now is so far-fetched, and it's just not even a possibility right now. Not even a possibility. Not just because of the issue with DAZN and PBC and all that stuff, but just from a standpoint of it's lost its luster. Is that a word? Luster? But you guys know what I mean. It's just not, I don't get excited about it as I did, I don't know, 7 months ago, prior to Andy Ruiz, right? Prior to Andy Ruiz, that genuinely, or at least it felt like, number one versus number two. You could make an argument and say that was number one versus number two. Joshua was no worse than the second best heavyweight in the world. You can make an argument and say it was the first. And a lot of people had Wilder as the first, no worse than the second, right? I think people had Tyson Fury as the third just because of that performance, the comeback performance against Wilder, but it was number one versus number two, two punching machines, and it was just excitement. It was just excitement, complete excitement, and I wanted to see it. I don't really want to see it right now. I don't at all, in fact. Joshua still looks vulnerable as far as I'm concerned. I'm still not sure about him. And not only that, but if they were going to make the fight prior to Andy Ruiz beating Joshua, you kind of felt like it was a 50-50 fight, right? I think if you asked 100 fans, I think 50-50. I think it was split. I think if you ask 100 fans now, even with Joshua's very good boxing performance against Andy Ruiz, I think if you asked 100 boxing fans now, I think it would be, at best, 85-15. And that's Wilder, by the way. 85-15 Wilder. So I think it needs to get closer to that 50-50 mark before we get excited or at least even ask about or talk about AJ versus Wilder. Plus, there are a few hurdles in there. I mean, we say AJ versus Wilder like it's a given that Wilder gets through Tyson Fury. That fight's February 22nd. That is no given. That is no gimme fight, right? Tyson Fury won the first fight. I know it was a draw, but let's be honest, he won the first fight, so that's no gimme. And as for AJ, AJ's obviously got his own hurdles as well. Pulev, possibly. He should get through that one. But then Usyk, that's the tough one, right? I mean, if Usyk does fight Chisora, then it's likely he will fight the winner of that. And I think the winner will be Usyk. So, look, if AJ can get through Pulev and be destructive, and then get through Usyk and again be destructive, then you start to think, okay, we have destructive AJ back, plus destructive AJ that we know can box, right? And if Wilder can somehow get through Tyson Fury, and if he does get through Tyson Fury, there won't be a rematch, right? There won't be. And then maybe fight a Dillian White, then, I mean, you're going to be excited. Then you're going to be very excited because a lot of people have those guys I just mentioned as the top six. So it's almost like AJ clean house, Wilder clean house, then they meet. Right now, AJ's got a lot of work to do to convince people that he even has a chance against Deontay Wilder. Even has a chance. I was shitting myself watching that fight. I kid you not, shitting myself. And I've never felt like that with AJ. So he needs to get rid of that. And I think he even needs to get rid of that in his mind as well. He was scared to engage. And there's going to be times against Deontay Wilder where he's got to engage. And yeah, so I think he needs to get his confidence back. It was a good win on Saturday. It was a boxing clinic, but he can't box like that against Deontay Wilder, especially not with Deontay Wilder's reach, right? He's not going to be able to keep out of range from Deontay Wilder. Ruiz has a very short reach, so it was easy to kind of move backwards. Deontay Wilder, you can't do that. So I need to see him in a couple more fights, some big wins. Again, Pulev and Usyk would be nice, or Pulev and anyone in the top 10 for me to say, yeah, bring on Wilder. And for Wilder, he's got to get through Tyson Fury and then maybe one more, right? And And fingers crossed that one more is Dillian White. I want Dillian White to get his shot. I don't think Dillian White beats Wilder at all, by the way. But I want him to get his shot. And then we can go crazy and start talking about or speculate about the idea of Joshua versus Wilder. And that does sound far away, and I can understand people's frustration, but it's not that far away. You are talking 2021, which actually does sound far away. It's a year away, and we're not talking like it will land on January 1st, 2021. You're probably talking the summer. So it is far away, but I think it's going to take some building up again to get where it was, or where it felt like it was May 2019. It's going to take some building up of AJ, not Wilder, but of AJ to get back to that, right? To get back to that where we are confident that AJ will fight Wilder and it's going to be an absolute barnstormer. I don't think so anymore. I don't think people think that anyway. I think people think that Wilder could ice AJ just like that. I don't believe that, by the way. I think AJ could easily hurt Wilder as well, but I'm not as confident as I was prior to the Ruiz loss. So AJ is going to need to dominate 2 top 10 guys for me to think, okay, yes, he's ready. But again, I fully understand why people are talking about it. I do want to see, as Wilder says, one face, one name, one whatever. Is that something like that anyway? I want to see that as well, but it's not going to happen next year. It ain't happening in 2020. And if both of them can win all their fights, which is, again, not a gimme, then it might not ever happen. But fingers crossed we get to see it in 2021. Peace!